Tea by Tiffany. A gift that celebrates love's possibility.
Cold-hearted orb that rules the night, remove the colours from our sight. Red is grey and yellow white, but we decide which is right, and which is an illusion. In brick holes in a colourless sky, let insipid figures of light pass by.
ER Studios, how's it going?
Light of 10,000 suns challenges infinity and is soon gone. Nighttime to some, a brief interlude. To others, the fear of solitude. Brave Helios, wake up your steeds. Bring the warmth that countryside needs.
Well, thanks for stopping in and saying hello. I appreciate it.
This holiday season, you can count on Smith's. You get up high quality with our exclusive brands and
Mike McMahon likes boobs. It's my kind of man. The smell of grass just makes you pass into a dream. You're here today. No future fears. This day will last 1,000 years. Who does it? I mean, there's just some people out there. No future fears. This day will last 1,000 years. You wanted to. Do you understand that all over this land there's a feeling in minds far and near, things are becoming clear with a meaning. Now that you're knowing, pleasure starts flowing. It's true, life flies faster than eyes could ever see. You're here today. No future fears. This day will last 1,000 years. You want it to.
Did someone say holiday cards? At Vistaprint, we print the perfect cards for the perfect person. From fun to fancy.
Balloons flying, children sighing. What a day to go kite flying. Breezy school, away from school. Cowboys fighting out at Yuletide. Seems to stay quite still. This is fighting, so exciting. Monsters sound so inviting. And the building gets a thrill. Sitting, watching, bobbing, will time. Seems to stay quite still. Always will. Yesterday's dreams are tomorrow's sighs. Watch children play, they seem so wise. Mary Green, today's a queen. $1,000 are a dreaming. Cotton frocks and golden locks. Her palace is an orange box. Time seems to stay quite still. The child's world, it always will.
T-Mobile's Guide to Moving Day. Step 1, get T-Mobile 5G home internet with 2-day free shipping. Step 2, get online in 15 minutes. Step 3, find a box of pants. Make it off for home on day 1.
AJT Comics, how's it going? Almost out of ink on this thing.
The time of day doesn't matter. Evening has found its place today.
All right. Well, now it's time to change the cartridge.
Taking the time to say the Thomas's Crunchy Yet Soft Bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
It's Tom. Right, Tom. Tom. See how I got this?
Tom.
How have we got to town? Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
At Lear, our purpose is you. Since 1960, we've manufactured Lear caps for your truck for better known medical facilities. Our people live in
Finally, found it. Geronimo, how's it going? I know that I'm very inconsistent with my live streams. I don't do them on a set schedule. I don't know if that would actually help me. Earth re-energized by the sun's rays every day. Planets everywhere.
still goes on through the
Yeah, these are, Instagram provides. And then a Google search of said Instagram model has some of her more racy stuff, which is where this comes from. And, there was this whole series of images where she was standing by a fire, so there was this awesome uplighting that was just casting all these really cool shadows, and so then I screenshot them and use them as reference, and then just kind of finish them up as I see fit. Would I say it's more of an amalgam of model inspirations that you then embellish? No, I mean, I drew the drawing based on the photo of the model, trying to copy and replicate the, the anatomy and the lighting and the pose, but I don't feel concerned or the need to reference the same photo when I'm inking it. I kind of got all the stuff that I wanted from the reference when I did the penciling, but I'm not trying to be a slave to it, for lack of a better term. I don't know, but so now it's just me just finishing it with whatever kind of vibe that I want anyway. So it's not like an amalgam of anyone else. It's just me now just doing my own finish on top of it. But the underdrawing, the main pencils and everything was based very specifically on that reference of the girl herself. Patrick Pierce, how's it going? Southside Ronin, how are you doing? I guess, Geronimo, if that's one, I mean, I don't think of it that way, but I guess that's one way to put it. I mean, I was just drawing her, and I got everything I needed from the photo. But I don't think I need to look at the reference to ink it. The model, her name's Jana Breslin. Michael Delafonte, good evening. Enjoy your inking quite a bit. Well, thanks. Yeah, except her first name is spelled with a Janna. Yeah, she's a, Caucasian American chick. Well, the problem with things like that, sending these to someone is that when someone has a huge online social media presence, and especially when it's these girls that are like on there putting their bodies out there, they get thousands upon thousands of messages all the time, and often they're from creepo weirdos saying creepo weirdo shit, so they just don't even look. So the chances of her seeing it, like, I could like send it in a message to her on an Instagram page, or she'd never see it. So it would be kind of neat because, with someone with that kind of online kind of presence. It'd be nice if they saw it and liked it and then kind of forwarded it on and shouted it out, and therefore it puts your name out there. You get a little bit more visibility. You know, maybe you get a little bit more audience drawn to you. But getting someone like this to see it in the first place, probably not going to happen. Patrick, anime characters have way bigger proportions. It's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, she's obviously got her, you know, some enhancements going on in her upper body, but I don't give a shit. Who am I to judge? And not that I want to judge. I just want to, you know, draw it.
Wrestlers one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and settles her son. Senior citizens wish they were. Cold and ardent orb rules the night. Removes the colours from our sight. Red is grey and yellow white. But we decide which is right and which is an illusion.
This is truly my go-to number one beauty product at the moment. I wear this no matter.
Baby, don't you understand me now? Sometimes I feel a little bad. Don't you know that no one alive knows been a joke? When things are wrong, it's bound to feel bad. 'Cause I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Sometimes oh, I feel so carefree. With your joy, it's hard to hide. Sometimes I spend all night long regretting. Down the side. Yes, I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. When I get edgy, I want you to know that I never mean to take it out on you. Oh, life has its problems, and I get my share. But that's one thing that I never mean to do, 'cause I love you. Oh, baby, don't you know I'm human? Your thoughts like any other man. Sometimes I spend all night long regretting some single stupid thing that you've done. I'm just a soul with
Well,
intentions I
that's all for that one. So,
please don't let me be misunderstood.
guess I can move on to the next thing.
I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
That's why anime is sometimes crazy. Like, what do you mean? I sent Geronimo on a seek and destroy mission. My illustrations do her a favor? I don't think so. That's just me. I mean, that being one of the references, I think she looks just fine. That'll get me banned off YouTube. Well, it would be awesome to be able to show this to anybody, but like, you know, that you know, was the reference. But again, like I was saying, getting them to be able to see it is always kind of impossible. So I don't even bother. Wait, Jedi Master Cody, I know who the hell you are, goddammit. Have you jumped in on my live streams before there, Cody? And I just didn't know it was you. This model's too tall. I don't think so. I don't think she's too tall. I think she's just fine. She's tall, got long brunette hair, and a rock-hard, muscular body. She could get it. Cody, you some bitch. Monty. The Montoya. How's it going? Well, yeah, Geronimo. I mean, I agree. She would probably think it's awesome. I mean, you know, probably. You'd think it's interesting. It's just, how do you get someone to see something? Montoya, I'm doing good. Just, this is my first night of my 9 days off of work. So, gonna spend it in style by not doing anything social with like members of the opposite sex like I'd like to be doing. I'm just gonna sit at home and draw comic book characters because that's cool. Drawing and being antisocial sounds like the perfect vacation, right? Just sit around making art and ignoring people. Montoya, I'm just noodling around. I finished up this one just a little bit ago. I don't know if you were here to see. I inked these two bottom figures and kind of filled in the blacks. And then this is something I penciled in the last week. So I just thought I'd start noodling away on this. Just another potential pin-up or cover for my book that I'm doing. And you are correct about the music in the background, absolutely. Just a YouTube video of like highlights of the soundtrack. And then commercials. There we go. My Instagram is just my name. That's what you're looking for right there. If you want to snag that. Yup. Todd. You don't see me working. Yeah, you missed the whole other thing I drew. Whose fault is that? Must be mine. That's funny. Came here for the ladies. There's the ladies. The ladies and her ladies. And there's a lady on here. She's tucked behind this guy's big fat leg, but tell you more about the sketchbook? Well, it's just this. And it's just a series of drawings that I've done over the years of just female figures. Some dressed, some not. And some of these drawings are kind of old, and some of them are relatively newer as compared to when I printed it. Some are just from my head. Some are art referenced from online. So it's just something I just put together just to try it, just to make one and see what it would be like. I had a buddy show me some of the basics of Photoshop, how to take multiple drawings and, you know, to take separate scans and put them together onto one page. Like all of these were like separate drawings. So I kind of learned how to do that, although I have subsequently forgotten how to do that because I don't use Photoshop that much. But yeah, just kind of like this country girl. This is a girl I used to work with. She posted herself going out on, you know, her social media, and she was in this dress where it's kind of high up in the front, hangs down in the back, and then she was wearing these like, I mean, she looked very elegant, but then she had these like dirty old cowboy boots on, and it was like such a perfect like just addition to the outfit, like this elegant dress, long hair, but then these kind of dirty old boots that she uses around the farm because she's a like a horse rider. She's a country girl. Anyway, I thought that was kind of fun. Kind of like that pencil drawing there. This is the girl I used to work with. I was hounding her off and on for a while about letting me draw her, and one day she's like, you know what, I'd actually really like to do that. And so she sent me a bunch of pictures, including a picture of herself topless like that right there. And so I turned it into a, you know, a chick surrounded by skulls and death, and she was into it because she's very much a goth girl. So anyway, that's what that is. Draw me like your French girls, right? But see, I don't have a digital thing. I have a laptop that's not very great functioning, and then I've got a computer that's barely on its toes. None of them are ready to or able to handle any kind of computer program. So I have a basic version of Photoshop on my barely functioning computer, and it works well enough. Like, it fires up and it does what I need to do in terms of some basic cleanup. I don't need it to do much because I don't do art, obviously, you know, on the computer. So, but I've got very low-tech setup. Cody, you like the sketchbook? Thanks, man. Sheldon, draw me like one of your goth coworkers. Hell yeah. Todd, you've tried asking a few to let you use them as reference, and you just get weird looks, and the conversation ends, and so does the friendship. Yeah, it's all about proper time and place sometimes, and it hasn't happened in a while, but there was a stretch of time where I had like 3 different girls that I knew come to me and said they wanted me to draw them nude. Like, 2 of them wanted it just because they wanted it. One of them wanted it because she wanted it to be like a gift for her husband. I was like, okay. You provide whatever you want to provide, and I will log it in my mind for future private reference uses, and then I will actually draw some artwork of you. Did they take payment in BJ's? Unfortunately, so far, no. But I am ever the optimist. My time will come. Get it? I've had other girls that were willing to be art modeling, but I usually, the ironic thing is oftentimes I end up with people that I know offering to do it or being willing to, but they're in a relationship and the person and the significant other is not okay with it, which I get. Like, I'm not debating that, but it's like, yeah, well, that would have been fun. It's a shame. Yeah, BJ payments. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. Yes, that's what we were talking about. I'm a fat boy. I'll take payment in ice cream. They're like, okay, I was willing to suck your dick, but you want ice cream, so I won't suck your dick. I was like, oh, wait. I didn't know that was an option. Hold on. Let's start this conversation over. Let's start from scratch. Let's go back to the part where you said you'd suck dick. Drop those clowns like a bad habit. This is advocating for bad behavior. Sheldon, I prefer ice cream, right? construction. All right, well, you let me know how that goes. Speaking of that sketchbook, I have another one I've been meaning to put together for anyone that was watching me and my friend Jessica live streaming. We did it for quite a long time last year, and we were talking about taking all the drawings, or not all of them, but a lot of the drawings we did on our live streams, and just kind of putting them together in a sketchbook just like the one I just showed you. Just kind of having a combination of our works, and kind of dropped the conversation, not for any specific reason. We just kind of stopped talking about it, but I've actually got all that artwork. She gave it to me so I could scan it. It might need to be a project that I focus on. But the first thing I need to do is go digging around and find my files on my jump drives of He-Man Master's End volumes 1 through 3 before a certain someone starts yelling at me again. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Did he pay an ice cream BJ's? Ice cream Ben and J's? That's between me and him. I live in Utah. Thanks for stopping in, Montoya. If I were Mormon, would I be online drawing titties all over the place? It's not necessarily a hard line like that with some of them, but no, I am not Mormon. Yeah, maybe, right? Like, I don't get to see titties in real life, so... Yeah, Cody, what's a Mormon? The Mormons. The Mormons were the correct answer. Funny. She doesn't look Jewish. I think I read that they finished filming the new Spaceballs movie. Did I read that correctly? Did anybody else see that? Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Is anybody else, as is the case with so many of these like legacy sequels and characters, both excited and scared to death of what the fuck they're gonna do with these movies? Like a sequel to Spaceballs. Spaceballs was pretty, I don't know. I hope they have the balls to take the humor to the same place that they need to. Like, make a very politically incorrect movie. Yeah, Geronimo, Mormons are good people. I mean, like any group of people, there's going to be real pieces of shit. But generally speaking, they're good folk. They're nice people. You know, there's like a lot of weird cultural stuff out there about them that's not really accurate. Or exaggerations. But just generally speaking, they're good people. But as always, there's always, you know... those who kind of fuck it up for everyone else. Yeah, they were filming it. Todd, yeah, right there with me. Yeah, Galaxy Quest 2, I would be interested. I want to see a good Star Trek movie, and Galaxy Quest is probably the closest we'll ever get to that. I don't know. It would be interesting. I'd be on board if they made a good heartfelt flick like they did the last one. But yeah, I want to see a Spaceballs movie. It just needs to be funny. Like, you know, it was a send up of, you know, science fiction tropes and stuff like that, and that's fine. I am excited for Spaceballs 2 for one major reason alone, and Rick Moranis is coming back. He got out of acting to raise his kids after his wife died, as I understand it. And this is the first thing he's done in years. And it's one of those things where I kind of like realized just how much I liked Rick Moranis and how much I kind of missed that guy. So I'm hoping that he comes back and it's awesome. Mel Brooks, yeah, he's 99. He's supposed to be super involved in it. Yeah. Yeah, Rick Moranis is a long overdue comeback. Yeah, I just want Spaceballs to be just like, you know, just I'm so sick of like politically correct shit. Just make a funny movie with dark humor, not dark, like it doesn't need to be gross or weird, you know what I mean, kind of like what the first Spaceball was. I am also a little bit leery because how many of you remember the Spaceballs animated thing that come out years ago? Any of you remember what a fucking nightmare garbage slog that was? It's like one of the worst things I've ever seen. And as I remember, Mel Brooks was directly involved in that one, so I'm not really thrilled for that. The Spaceballs version of Jar Jar. Cody, you're anxiously looking forward to Spaceballs, but you're easily amused. I mean, it doesn't need to be high art. It just needs to be like legitimately funny. That was my Virgin alarm. It's programmed to go off before you do. Probably my favorite line in that whole movie is, "Who made that man a gunner?" That whole bit. "I did, sir. He's my cousin." I'm listening. Hey, Sheldon, you got a good ear. It's the soundtrack. Who's that? He's an asshole, sir. I know that. What's his name? That is his name, Asshole. Philip Asshole. And his cousin? He's an asshole too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Asshole. It's such a stupid joke, but I will laugh at it every time. My older brother one time said that Mel Brooks, his approach to comedy is to hit you over the head with the comedy sledgehammer. Like, bam, funny. Like they try really, really hard to drive home a joke. And I was like, you know what? I can't say that that's wrong. President Scroob action figures, right? President Scroob, they should come with those the Charlene and Marlene twins in a bed. Chew your gum. I do it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Addie, you just had an epiphany, but you don't know what that word means. That could be good or bad. Sudden realization of great truth. Geronimo, you're more of a Zaz man? What's Zaz? What am I missing? What am I forgetting? Ginger Bear, what up? Hey, yo. Ginger. Oh, Zucker. Yeah. Yeah, I like those. Naked Gun. I actually just watched the new Naked Gun with Qui-Gon Jinn, and it was okay. Made me really appreciate the original Naked Guns. Those were funny. Leslie Nielsen was just hilarious. Yeah, Airplane's one of my favorite movies of all time. Hot Shots. Love it. We're at now. What happened to then? We missed it. When? Just now. When will then be now? Soon. There's been a breakthrough in home video marketing. Instant cassettes. They're out before the movie is finished. Like, it's all so stupid, but it's so funny. Addie, you were thinking while you were drawing, what if I wrote a book or drew a comic? Film noir vibes, ink, 30s and 40s. A man never has his face shown, Mr. No Face. I mean, it's all just ideas until you wheel it into reality and make it become a thing. And I would endorse that idea from you. It's Her Royal Highness's matched luggage. Luggage? Well, she wouldn't leave without it. One of my other favorite lines from that stupid fucking movie, he's like, hey, on this ship, you're to refer to me as idiot, not you, captain. That's so fucking stupid. He's like, I mean, you know what I mean. You will not refer to me as you. You will refer to me as Your Royal Highness. You are a royal pain in the neck. Oh. What's that mean? You don't know what endorse means? It means I will support it and shout it out and say that is a good idea and you should do it. Yeah, right? Now we got to go watch the movie. Cute. I know these space bombs. They're all alike. Fat, ugly, buck-toothed, nut-kneed, beer-swilling pigs. Horse-faced space dog. I could probably quote the whole fucking movie. Like probably most of us could. Upsy-mazzy, upsy-mazzy, upsy-daisy. Gingerbread, that's the dumbest joke I've ever heard, and I love it. Endorse means the end of a horse, aka butthole. Oh, that was great. That's Spaceballs humor right there. It was good, though. You don't think Brett Ratner's ever made a bad movie? Fuck that. You ever watched Ghost Rider? And X-Men 3? Yeah. You idiots! These are not them. You've captured their stunt doubles. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. She's a bass. All I know is if they do the movie again, they better have the dinks. Dink, dink. Dink, 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 dink. Shit. Has Ratner made it good? All right, come on. He totally made Ghost Rider. No, wait, no. Who did Ginger Bear? My buddy Cody's laughing at the horse butthole joke. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Mark Steven Johnson, you're right. I admit my error. Why was I so sure he did that? Whatever happened to that Mark Steven Johnson? I kind of like, because he did Daredevil, right? And I'm one of the few people who actually think that original Affleck Daredevil is not terrible. Red Dragon, wasn't that one of those like the Silence of the Lambs spin-off Hannibal Lecter movies? I think I saw it once. Yeah. You tried rewatching the Affleck Daredevil, it's bad, but it's, I think there's parts of it that work, and I'm gonna blow your mind, Ginger Bear. I don't mind the Elektra. It's not the character at all, like at all. Like not in the slightest. And it's honestly like whoever made that movie was obviously a huge fan of Ninja Scroll, because they just took all kinds of elements from that and stuck it in there. But I don't hate it. It's not, to me, Elektra's not the horrible train wreck that that a lot of people think of it as. Yeah, I love Jennifer Garner. She was the girl who made me kind of start understanding that I loved girls with muscular arms, because Jesus Christ. Yeah, Cody, you dig the Affleck Daredevil, but you also thought Green Lantern wasn't that bad either. All right, Cody's lost all credibility. He said he thought the Green Lantern was okay. Yeah, I kind of just, I don't love the Elektra movie by any means. It's nothing like that, but I didn't think it was horrible. It's just kind of like a run-of-the-mill action flick, but yeah, I don't mind it. That teenage kid in there got kind of annoying pretty quick. Yes, Mr. Pritchard and Jessica Biel. That's another one of those ladies that made me kind of appreciate yeah. Got some muscle tone. Jessica Biel especially. Yeah. That girl. Even to this day, she's in her 40s and she's still smoking. They could get it. They could definitely get it. They wouldn't want it, but they could, in fact, get it. I'd be like, Jessica Biel, would you like to get it? And she'd be like, oh my God, no. I'm like, okay, I knew that. I actually knew that's what you were going to say, but I just had to be certain. The flexiness. Jessica Biel in Texas Chainsaw? Yes. Yes, that is another. Remember that movie, what was it, Summer Catch? Where she was like diving in the pool while stupid Freddie Prinze Jr. was you know, doing the riding lawnmower. I mean, that to me right there, if you were to ask me to name the example of the most perfect feminine figure in the history of ever that I've ever seen, is Jessica Biel in that scene. Like, top to bottom, everything about her is like flawless. Ginger Bear, your guilty pleasure. I like Blade 3 too. I'm gonna take it even a step further, Ginger. I like Blade 3 way better than Blade 2. Everyone's just all up on Guillermo's Blade 2 dick, and like, I get it, it's cool, but I just didn't. I've seen it like twice, and I'm kind of fine with it. But I've watched the third one a couple of times. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is always funny. I mean, I would honestly be fine getting to have intimate physical relations with Jessica Biel or Ryan Reynolds, so... Blade 2 made such a cool new type of... See, for me, I didn't... I was like, just... Yeah, they could split their mouths open. Well, again, it was fine. I liked it, but... I don't know. I just wasn't on board with it. Guillermo is wildly overrated. He's done stuff I really like, but I don't... Yeah, I'm not one of those guys that, like, super got on his train. Like... The movie of his that I've watched probably the most is Pacific Rim. But it's honestly just to watch giant robots punch giant monsters. And he did those really good. And then, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, my oldest son, we were out driving around, and we were on our way home. We got some grub, and we were going to go back home. And my oldest son, he's like, Dad, when we get home, can we watch Pacific Rim together? I'm like, oh my God, absolutely. You know, just him asking, because he wanted to watch it, but he wanted to watch it with me. He wasn't like, can I watch it? He's like, will you watch it with me? I'm like, absolutely. So that was one of the sweetest things ever. My sweet boy. I've seen Pan's Labyrinth one time. I liked it. Again, but I'm like, I seem to remember, you know, that had like the fantasy element and then like the World War II, was it, stuff? And I just seem to remember the World War II stuff being like really like disturbingly realistic. Am I wrong? Am I remembering that correctly? And I kind of didn't want to revisit it. I'm like, yeah, that was really well done, but I don't know if I want to watch that ever again. His Frankenstein sucks all sorts of catamite crank. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth is great, but super depressing. Okay, yeah. And so I thought the fantasy world stuff, as I recall, was really cool. I saw it in the theater, and I'm like, that was really well done, but yeah, I just don't want to... The thing with Guillermo that I will give him credit is I feel like he actually legitimately cares and wants to make good stuff, even though his stuff may not connect with me all the time. I like I look at him like there's a guy who wants to make good stuff, and that's kind of the important part. Some directors, like Brett Ratner, I don't think give a shit. Horse butthole. Endorse. I'm still thinking of that too. He cares about his butt plug. Wow, I don't even know what that means. Cro-Magnon. He was a comic book artist before film. Are you talking about Guillermo? Was he? Yeah, Ginger Bear, I can agree with you on that. I think the first Charlie's Angels is a legitimately fun flick. I like it a lot. It's kind of struck a balance of like self-aware of how stupid they are, and it just worked. I enjoyed it a lot. Toby Shades. Am I saying that right? How's it going? Yeah, Ginger Bear, the Thin Man, the George McFly, I forget the actor's name. I thought that guy was really well done. He was creepy, you know, silent, always wearing that, like, he's always dressed in a nice suit, and I think, what was it, was it a cane that he carried that would become a sword? Yeah, I've always thought he was awesome. There was a lot of scenes like that when the angels chase his ass down into that alleyway, and then I mean they were ripping off the Matrix with the slow motion shit. And I don't care, but he like does that jump, turn, and shoot in the air. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like, he was a legitimate badass. I really like that. I'm glad to run into somebody that kind of, like, understands that character. I've always thought he was awesome. Crispin Glover, right. I was like, he was right there on the tip of my tongue. Apparently Crispin Glover's a freaking weirdo pain in the ass too, but I mean, that's okay. No one's perfect. Except Jessica Biel. Toby Shades, thoughts on the new Youngblood? You don't watch my YouTube channels, do you? Because I cover them in extreme depth. Ginger Bear has an announcement. He's gonna go pee. He's like, you want to come with me? Doctor says I shouldn't lift anything heavy. All the designs for Pacific Rim are Del Toro and Wayne Barlow. Same thing with Hellboy. Yeah, he's obviously like, yeah, he's super talented. I'm never gonna deny that. And the way that they did Pacific Rim, like, gave all the robots like the weight behind them to feel like giant monsters. Like whatever idiot dummies they hired to do the sequel, boy did they miss like every point that was kind of set up in the first movie. Yeah, Toby Shades. I mean, I have done, there's probably, what, 2 or 3 hours worth of content on the Liefeld's current Youngblood shit. It's all garbage. It's just straight trash. Like, I do not know. All these people, they're just in love with it. I do not get what they're seeing in it. But it's selling like crazy, so I'm the idiot. $18 hours, right? Geronimo, you're going to come bounce with that. Jana better shout you out. She's been told to get her act together. Well, thanks, Geronimo. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got my back on that. I really do. Yeah, I think there's a lot of nostalgia factor into the sales of Youngblood, and he's doing this whole... It's funny because Liefeld, being a chump, he shouts out often like how he sold 1 million copies of like New Mutants 100 with no gimmicks at all. No gimmicks. I didn't need any gimmicks. We just needed good art and good story. But now he is riding the gimmick train, like 1,000 different covers, different trading cards folded into the books. Like, so, and his fans, and again, they can do whatever the hell they want, obviously. But now they're like buying multiple copies. So, you know, it's kind of artificially inflated. I mean, you can't artificially inflate what the actual sales are. The sales are the sales, but it's not like one comic per one person. He's got a bunch of fans that are just buying them in multiple copies, and that's kind of inflating those numbers. But I would take his sales. I would do it. You know, I want my book to sell 100,000 copies or whatever the fuck it was he says he did. Yeah, I don't know if he doesn't get past issue 4. He says he's drawing issue 4 right now. He says he's got. I've actually already paid for issue 3 on his website, his Rob Liefeld Creations. So I've already got that preemptively on order. And again, I wouldn't if it wasn't for the YouTube channel. But now it's kind of like I have to. You know what, Toby Shades? I think there's a balance. Escapism is fine, but his stuff is nothing but people punching. And I'm fine with just action, but there's a certain amount of, like, you have to establish these characters. I have to know who they are and why they're there on some level, and you can't just have these guys just, like, show up and, like, we're on a jet. We're going to go fight this ultimate villain. The world will end if we don't stop them. Everyone pose and look tough. Okay, now jump out of a jet and punch faceless, nameless bad guys page after page. And so it's like there's a balance to get all of it in there. I mean, think of like the best issues of X-Men that were ever made. They kind of had the fun and the adventure, but also the character and the drama. Like, there's a balance to be struck. And in my opinion, Liefeld is way, way off in like Candyland, just making junk garbage.
Luca Belloni's cotton chinos, meticulously handcrafted in Italy by
And
skilled artisans.
it's not just the story, it's his lazy art.
Designed with a four-pocket design, concealed closure, tapered fit.
See, I don't agree with that, Cro-Magnon. The Levi's commercial was with Spike Lee, not Stanley. And it certainly helped, but Liefeld's, like, he had a thing going on. He, you know, I will defend his work on the New Mutants and X-Force. It was hyper popular and everyone was talking about it and everyone was buying it, and I was one of them. I was right there. And yeah, the you know, the commercial certainly elevated things, but he had a thing. But I think the problem is that he got so popular so fast, he felt like he didn't ever need to learn anything else because what he was doing was working. So why does he need to learn to be a better artist when he's the second highest selling American comic book artist of all time? He's like, clearly I know what I'm doing. And it's so obvious what he can do and what he cannot do. You know, there's some things he just absolutely, like a guy who's been drawing comics for 4 decades should be able to do these basic things, and he can't. I say it in my videos. It's not that he won't do things. He can't do things. He doesn't have the ability. He doesn't know how. No, the Levi's commercial was with the film director Spike Lee. Liefeld did some how-to draw videos with Stan Lee. You know, there's videos of him sitting down with McFarlane and Jim Lee and Wills Portasio, and they're doing some drawing and stuff. But the Levi's commercial is Spike Lee. Todd wants me to whip it out. God, the question is, where the hell do I got it? If you saw the disorder that is my area here.
To production. To distribution. We are here every step of the way.
Cosmic Odyssey, Wolverine, X-Men, Transformers. Oh, there's a book I need to get on the channel. I'm pissed off. I went to my comic shop today and they had Skinbreaker issue 3, but I still haven't fucking received issue 2. So I'm like, dude, you guys told me it would be here like this week. You guys said issue 2 would be here. Like, it's supposed to be here. I'm like, yeah, do you have it? It's not here. So now you've skipped an issue again. Bunch of shitheads. Where in the fuckity fuck? Sheldon, I only ever go to the local one here in Utah. I don't have the means to travel because it's too expensive and I'm a fucking nobody. So I don't have the means to afford to buy a table and have supplies and drive or fly anywhere. So I only ever go to my local one, which I did skip this year, but I plan to be back next year, yes. God, I think I finally found it. Too much fucking shit. Yeah, Gingerberry. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm just in Salt Lake in Utah. All right, what the hell? What the fuck? What am I looking at here, Todd? You were telling me we were gonna laugh at something. I am not a Mormon. It's funny, that's the second time I've been asked that. Are you talking about the movie theater scene or the standing shot? I love the movie theater scene. This is one of my favorite things ever. I need somebody with Photoshop to put popcorn and drinks in their hands. It will change the dialogue. This is about the only other shot of the girl, because he just has Vogue standing around. Like this all her anatomy. I mean, Todd, you draw some of the hottest girls I've ever seen. I'm sure like me, you were probably looking at this figure going, that drawing took him 5 minutes. And it's terrible in every way. Nate, I saw you there, my dude. Did I see you there, Nate? Yeah, her collarbone isn't connected to anywhere where it should be. Yeah, Battle Beast. Yeah, it's on hiatus. They, did their the 6 issues, and then they're gonna pause to get more in the can. You know, I was loving Battle Beast. I think it's great. Yeah, look at her knees. What the fuck? Right. You know what? I actually, when I reviewed this, I was going to do a thing on the video that I didn't do. But now that we've got it, I want to do it. I'm going to I want to trace this figure. Where's my tracing paper? There we go. There's nothing like a good tracing, because all the things I've traced are all Liefeld shit. Anybody remember like the tracings of, like, look at that figure. That's just straight up traced off Liefeld stuff. All right, let me get a fresh new piece of paper out. It sucks that it's right here on the seam of the book. Kind of gonna make it hard. All right, let's put her right dead center. Don't trace that figure. What if I get stuck drawing that way? I am willing to take that risk. Well, I can't make him better by tracing him. I'd have to just redraw it. But so she's got a pretty standard Liefeld girl face, which is pretty pointy. I'm going to see if I can draw her without her fucking stupid shoulder pad so we can track the anatomy. Holy shit, it's already going to be god-awful. All right. Ears. Let's get her bandana up here because she's got to look hot, right? Let's get her hair. Eye. Nose. Alright, so here's where he's got her neck muscles. Here's her fucking collarbones. Alright, so holy shit, is this terrible. If you see where her arm is, like if you know how to, you draw like the neck, and then it comes the shoulder, and how it connects down. Like, where in the hell does her shoulder, like here's her lower bicep. So by tracking this anatomy and the proportions, with her bicep being here, her shoulder shit, like this is way fucking off. I'm kind of having just to imagine this. Fist. Other boob. It's got some misshapen knockers on these girls too. Alright, this comes down something like this. I'm on the seam of the book, so this is a little tricky. The seam of the book. Alright, fist. Oops. Details. God damn it. Right on the seam. So I keep punching through the book, or through the paper. That's what it looks like. Jesus Christ. This is a WTF Rob. That is anatomy. And then, of course, I didn't do the, I wonder if I can line this back up. I didn't do these goofy ab things that he does. We just basically scribble in there. Abs. There we go. Yeah, now to scribble in the abs that he does, right? Like, okay. It's just awful. What else needs a tracing? I don't mind that drawing right there of stupid Die Hard. It's kind of okay. I don't mind that big shot of his face. That's kind of okay. Stupid shaft. This is just awful. Like, why does he look like a 10-year-old boy, right? This big head. Holy shit. You know, this is another one of those things that he does. Anybody who draws, you know that when you draw out these figures, you know, you start with the sketch. You do like the head. I don't want to do you know, head, then you kind of do like a stick figure. You do like the upper body and connect it to the hips, and then kind of just sketch these things out. But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kind of like connect, like you do like a circle where the shoulder is, and then come down to the elbow and to the fist. But if you do that the same way on the other side, you're supposed to draw through the figure, even though this arm is behind the figure. You should still draw it through. But I don't see how, where his shoulder is, how it would connect to his elbow and exactly connect. It just looks like he just draws this upper figure, and then he just, down here somewhere, he doesn't even think about trying to make it look like it connects organically. He just draws a fist sticking out there. Like, it's not horribly out of place, but he's done versions of this where he just obviously just draws a thing just sticking out. Todd, if I had to be honest, I bet you they secretly laugh at it and think it's god-awful. I've kind of mentioned that I've actually been contacted by a couple of people that have worked with Liefeld in the past and currently, and they've told me stories, and it kind of is basically like it's all laughable, and everyone knows it's laughable except Liefeld. Hey, Egg, what's up, my dude? I'm actually going to be done here shortly. But, yeah. Yeah, I get you, Cro-Magnon. Liefeld was just a situation of, like, right guy at the right place at the right time. And he just, like, captured lightning in a bottle. And the fandom was there for it, and they responded. Like, that's one of those things that people who want to criticize Liefeld, and I'm one who absolutely does, but, like, people responded to what he did, and that's just the fact. But, like, if he were to show up today, let's say Liefeld never existed, and he showed up today, drawing the way he does, he wouldn't get anywhere. I firmly believe that 100%. He would not get anywhere drawing the way he does today. And he might not get anywhere drawing the way he used to today. It was just that time, that place, those characters, the editors that wanted to do something different, I don't know, that caught on right then. And here we are. Yeah, Egg Test Tube, Sandra Hope inking Jim Lee. I've watched her ink a lot of stuff. She's so good. And I love seeing her do, like, old school, traditional, like, nibs and brushes and stuff. Sandra Hope is awesome. Yeah, lightning in a bottle. He would get nowhere today. But I still legitimately enjoy his old X-Force stuff. But a lot of it's childhood nostalgia for me. I mean, I was there. I was part of that teenage group or kid group that was there for the Image guys and just ready to take all that craziness that went on in the 90s, and he was a big part of it, and I legitimately find it entertaining to this day. But I fully acknowledge there's probably a huge, like, the childhood nostalgia factor is skewing my opinion. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's just how it is. Egg, you were finding some original pages Sandra Hope inked for sale on eBay, 1,500 to 2,000. You're contemplating it? Damn. Who is she inking? I would love to own some original art like that for sure. I mean, I have some original artwork, but like from a professional artist. If I could own any original from like Adam Hughes, Mark Silvestri, Mike Mignola, Jim Lee. Jim Lee's way out. Like everything he sells is hyper priced. Like, holy shit, dude. Does his art command an insane dollar amount? You'll think you'll buy your adult kids and grandkids presents instead. Well, that's fair. You have to I have to do some soul searching, but I don't know if I want to. Mignola is impossible to buy. I bet. I mean, he's another one of those guys that I bet it's just anything he puts out there is probably scooped up immediately. I don't know how much of his original artwork he parts with. I know some artists don't want to part with anything. Todd, I can own some of your original artwork. You know, your digital stuff. Oh my God, excuse me. Sheldon, you rarely wanted to buy original artwork. However, one of those rare times was Mitch's Blood Force. Which what did you buy, if you don't mind me asking? Did you get one of the covers? Oh, okay, Todd. Pencils, pen, brush, just like me. Whew. Yeah, I think Mignola officially retired, but I don't think he stopped drawing, though. I mean, I think he was still making art books and paintings, and I think he's still making stuff. I'm done drawing for the night. Oh, damn, Sheldon. The one that Palmiotti's inking, that one, I've been watching his progress on that. I think that's looking really cool. It's neat to see Mitch's stuff inked by someone else. Looks like Palmiotti's got a very slick kind of, cleaner line. I think it's looking awesome. That'll be a hell of a score for you, man. I think that looks great. And then the full page splash of Popo shooting his guns. I know the one you're talking about. That's awesome. I wanted to buy some of his original artwork. I thought about it, but I kind of have to. It's kind of hard to justify the cost for myself at this moment, but I was thinking about it. Cro-Magnon, he's only doing watercolors now. Yeah, see, I mean, somebody like a Mignola, I just have to imagine he's the kind of a guy who, like, probably never stops. Sure, he's not making comics anymore, but he's one of those guys where he can just print money. All he has to do is sit down and draw, and then somebody would buy it for a nice, chunk of cash. He probably doesn't need money. I would like to think. But I'd like to think he's one of those guys that's always kind of making. Because what does an artist do in his free time, most artists are kind of like, I have to do this. And now he can do whatever he wants. Ugh. Yeah, I think I'm gonna shut down for the night, fellas. When I do my crowdfunder, I'm gonna have to decide if I want to put up some original artwork for sale and see if anybody would be interested. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm gonna try and see if I can approach Chuck, you know, the guy inking with me. If I pencil something and then I send him the originals to have him ink them by hand, so it's the original art boards with my pencils and his inks, and then make that a some kind of tier level for someone if they'd be interested. Because Chuck, he's inked Jim Lee, he's inked J. Scott Campbell, Ryan Benjamin, Brett Booth. So yeah, I'm gonna shut her down. I am done for the night. Yeah, I just saw it come through, Todd. I'll check it out here once I get off this live stream here, which I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, thanks guys for everyone who's hanging out. Egg, Sheldon, Todd, Cro-Magnon, whoever else is lurking. Ginger. I'll catch you guys later. I'm off all the next 9 days, so I suspect I'll be doing a lot of random live streaming, so Delafonte's lurking. All right. Thanks, guys.